Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another true crime, well, technically conspiracy theory reading. This time it's on the CERN Hydro whatever collider. Okay, so everyone's talking about this and they're all concerned about it creating a black hole or being demonic or being all this stuff. There's a lot of conspiracy theories, and I haven't done a conspiracy theory in a long time, so I was like, maybe this would be fun to kind of see what I see. I'm gonna give it to you real, I'm gonna give it to you raw and authentic. Now, there are a few people who were telling me that they think that this is what has caused / will cause Mandela effects. I have a reading on Mandela effect. I'll put it up here. If you haven't seen my reading on that before, check that out. But I am going to kind of just do a reading on CERN and kind of see what's happening, what their goal is, what's really going on, if it's harmless or not. Yeah, so I think this will be fun. So remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment only, and let's get started. So just want to go on the record, as I know I'm slightly immature for this, but it does look like a butthole to me, and I'm going to try my best not to laugh at it. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, and then the Six of Cups reversed, and the Three of Cups. Okay, well, here's what I can tell you. So when we're looking at the motivation of this, I know the cards might be a little bit hard to see because the background's busy, but I feel like it was necessary for this video. So the King of Wands, okay, is about passions, and the King of Wands is about seeking things out, right? And it's also about the actions that have happened. The Six of Cups is the past reverse. So, yeah, these are looking at past mistakes. There seems to be a focus on past mistakes and how to better those mistakes. The Three of Cups is an issue with trust and an issue with timing. So for me, I look at this as, if I look at this as a person, I would look at it as like the energy of, I don't trust the information I was told previously. I don't believe the full story. I want to know the truth. So that is actually what I see the focus is. However, I also think, so there's a distrust in the Big Bang, because a lot of people are saying they're trying to recreate the Big Bang Theory, right? Or at least understand how it happened, right? So I agree. I think there's some level of like understanding how it happened. I just think that they know that there's a lot of bullshit involved in the creation of our world. And I believe that they're trying to debunk rather than prove things, if that makes sense. I look at this as a backwards thing, like what was wrong versus what was right. That's what I see this as, like, where did they go wrong? Because I believe that there seems to be a theory here that the reason that things were created was because of what went wrong rather than what went right. So there's a theory that I'm seeing of humanity was created on accident, and was humanity created by someone else's mistake? That is what I'm seeing. Literally, it's the opposite. We're trying to figure out how we came across, or how we came about, and the theory is accidentally or through someone else's mistake. Literally, I think it's through someone else's mistake. Like they're trying to figure out what went wrong that we were created. Because what I'm seeing with these three cards, I knew it. So what I'm seeing with this, hold on, let me keep pulling just for a second. Yeah, that's where the money went, the moon. So the money is going towards understanding the secrets and the lies that have been told. And the Hangman is about not letting go of something. So to me, it would be like one note that you found in someone's journal who was a scientist a gajillion years ago that stated something about like, what if something went wrong? Because it looks to me like what went wrong that we were created, because we couldn't have been created without something going terribly wrong. That's the theory. That's what I'm seeing. That's where the money is being put behind. Like, that is what I'm seeing. It's like we have to let go of the lies that we were told and the stories that we were told, and we have to look at this as like somebody was doing something big and caused a problem that created us. Where did they go wrong? Why did they go wrong? And how did they go wrong to create us? That's the theory here. That's the wanting to understand. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I see that as trying to understand consciousness. So to me, it's not the physical form as much as it is the emotional or the soul. I want to put time and effort into understanding how consciousness was created. That's what that is. This does not read as spooky ooky. Perhaps some of you will be disappointed. The only spooky ooky I can kind of see is like, if our bodies, the theory here is if our bodies and our world was created through an accident, that still doesn't explain how our consciousness was formed. So the missing piece here is, even if we can figure out how we were created, we still don't have an answer for consciousness. That is where I'm at, because I'm seeing that as vessel, those first three cards, and then the Eight of Wands, rapid movement, rapid change. Then we're looking at the Three of Wands, outside influence, and the Magician, communication. So to me, I would see that as somebody else putting consciousness inside of us. So the theory here is we are trying to create AI consciousness, right? We put AI consciousness into robots, right? Or robotic things or whatever. We have to create the robot and then put the consciousness in it. The robot isn't created with the consciousness already inside of it. So there's still a openness to where the consciousness is created. So if I were looking at this logically, right? We're not talking about spiritually or religiously. If I'm looking at this logically and I'm in the mind of a scientist, my theory here is, well, I can kind of try and figure out what went wrong and created us, but I still can't figure out what gave us consciousness. The thing that gave us consciousness, the theory would be, is the thing that made the mistake. So if we can create a robot and then put consciousness in it, what's to say that they couldn't make a mistake and create us and then put consciousness inside of us? So to me, it does read as alien. Now, that doesn't mean that it's an alien. It means that it's something foreign that we don't understand. So that's how this reads as to me. It reads as like, well, what put the consciousness in us? So because science can only go so far in this, and so they're trying to figure out the physical, but there's still a piece missing. And that's why that's the only like spooky ooky out of this world thing that I can read in this reading would be the question mark of what put consciousness in us, and is it an alien being, an alien thing, or did it happen some other way, or what placed that in us? So that's probably the most spooky ooky of this, and I think that the reason it's a spooky ooky is because it's a question mark that's not answered and probably won't be answered for a while. I do not see this as malicious. I see this as curious. I do not see a portal being created. I do not see anything dark and twisted. If anything, I actually think that this is a scientific way of trying to understand spiritual ideologies. I think that there's a marriage of the two here that is probably not expected at first, because this is like, a high level scientific discovery, but it's going to reach a point where it kind of crosses paths with spirituality and the understanding of consciousness. The Page of Swords reverse, the Seven of Cups upright, and the Fool. I'm trying to learn as much as I can and be serious about this, but there's endless possibilities. And the Page of Swords is like, why would someone fight so hard to create us? Why? Like, why did they want us so bad? Or how did this happen? Basically what they're saying is, and this is what I think they're trying to figure out, I don't think that creation was accidental. If they're doing all this work to try to recreate how we were created, they're like, it took all this work to do this. There's no way this accidentally happened. So they're kind of trying to figure out how this happened, but not accidentally. And if it was an accident, it had to be from some being or something that created this, and there was a mistake that blew it up. Does that make sense? Like, think of it this way. I'm gonna give you a great example, and I don't want you guys to hold on to my words here. This is just an example to get you to understand it. The theory would be the universe didn't just collide accidentally and create us, right? If we were created accidentally, or it would be more so of a mistake from an alien being that fucked something up and caused this. That is the theory. What went wrong with whatever alien being was doing this that caused this? Now, again, I'm not saying there is an alien being. So if you're in the comments arguing about this, you were not listening. I'm just trying to give you an example of what I see and what I'm hearing. And the only tangible way I can do that is if I place an alien being above. So they're just trying to figure out what went wrong. And the theory is leaning more towards something or someone had to have done something that caused a reaction that created us accidentally. So hopefully, like, it wasn't an accident, but it caused it. That should make sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, I'm sorry. I did my best to describe it to you as someone who's not a scientist and is just seeing and hearing things spiritually. So, 8 of Wands is reversed, 5 of Cups is reversed, and the 10 of Cups is reversed. There's a theory as well that in order for this to have worked correctly, or mistakenly correctly, a mistake to work out correctly, it had to have failed multiple times. So because they failed a million times, their theory is, well, this had to have failed a million times before. So where are all the failed experiments? Are there remnants on our planet of those failed experiments? Are there timelines that are failed experiments? Are there other dimensions that are failed experiments? They're looking for the failures. I'm telling you, they're looking for the failures. They're looking for what went wrong. And the main theory is that our world was created by mistake, as an experiment almost. That's the theory here. Yeah, this is literally nothing to do with anything religious at all. The Hierophant is upright, which would be like commitment, religion. The Death card is reversed though, and the Queen of Cups, which means it's detached from it. And if anything, it's their way of, it would be opposite of religious stuff. Like it would be like the death of religion. So for them, that doesn't translate as like we want to destroy religion. What that translates is like what explains religious beliefs without having religious beliefs, if that makes sense. So to me, it's just this curiosity. I'm reading this as curiosity of the world and how it was created. This doesn't read as like, I'm going to destroy people and demonic energy. No, it's really not that spooky. To me, it's just a genuine curiosity of why we were created. Perhaps this is boring and not the crazy conspiracy you thought it was, but that's just, I don't really see a conspiracy here. In fact, I see a curiosity. And again, I see, if anything, these types of things would help support a lot of people who are interested in conspiracy theories rather than be against it. Especially if you were into aliens, if you like really believe in aliens and stuff and things like, oh my God, my friend was talking about this the other day, the Anunnaki and stuff like that, and the Pleiadians and all of that. If anything, this would help you rather than hurt you. But yeah, 2 of Wands upright, 5 of Wands reversed, and 7 of Swords. There's a feeling of like, did somebody get pissed off? Like, who was pissed off to create this? Because there had to be a massive focus. That's about the best I can do. I mean, other than that, I will say I think a lot of their findings are going to make them a little bit more upset. If I were to project into the future with those, I would say that I think that a lot of the findings that they'll find over the next, gajillion years that they start researching this, because it's going to take forever, I think they're going to start to realize how a lot of their theories failed or were wrong. I think there's going to be a lot of disproving of what we know. So I see a lot more questions than answers. And in fact, I see a lot of things that we thought were how we were created being debunked over the years. Like them being like, actually, the Big Bang didn't happen that way. Or actually, this didn't happen that way. Like they're going to start to figure more stuff out like that. So to me, it's just read the scientific. Sorry, no conspiracy here. Just scientific. Hope you guys like that. Something a little bit different. And you know what? I guess I'm open to being wrong, but I feel pretty confident in this one. And I think it's pretty cool. So make sure you subscribe down below. Follow me Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Antphrodite. There's a link to my PayPal if you really love this, if you want a tip. And until next time, bye guys.